Makes sense.
Okay, so it looks like it's recording now. So if you want to go ahead and take it, you should have access to share your screen and all that.
I can see the control here.
So it's Mehmet Ali, right? Mehmet Ali. It says you are an attendee. It says, oh, sorry, no, it says that you are a presenter. Is it not? And try doing it again, maybe. Let's see, let
Maybe
me
I
make
can
it.
see the controls. Yeah.
Oh, you can?
I can see the controls right now, but maybe I'm confused. Share content. Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you should try to share your content, and you'll need to share your screen.
Okay. I'm gonna share the full screen now. Is my screen
Yep, that's it.
visible?
That's it.
Okay. Hello everyone. For most of the people, this is my first semester, and I haven't selected a topic yet, but I mostly concentrated about the topic of continuous authentication. My research topic mostly be about around this topic, so I made my presentation on this, and I will mention on the ethical concerns and at the end of the presentation. First of all, what is authentication methods and what's authentication? Basically, it's primarily something we need to get privileges to access some resources or some sort of actions. And first of all, it can be a method of something you know, like a password or a PIN number when we opening a computer or accessing some facility. One other method can be something we have. It may be a smart card, a key to the door, or even our smartphones these days can be something we have. And lastly, which is I interested in, is something which is described by biometric features. Why do we need continuous authentication if we have an authentication scheme? Because a single one-time authentication is vulnerable to intruders after initial login. Maybe in a case we leave our computer away and try to have some coffee, and it may even be a background application running in our computer. And one approach to this all is periodically checking the identity, but this again may cause an attack window for the intruders. Thus, a continuous biometric recognition is beneficial for this sort of continuous authentication process. So, what is the suitable biometric traits we can use for continuous authentication? Some of the biometric traits are face and fingerprints. We have voice, our hand, eyes, and retina, gait, and blood veins, medical signals, and even the DNA itself can be a biometric trait. Other than this, keystroke on the keyboard and the way we use the mouse can be a biometric trait. And other than this direct biometric, there are soft biometric, we called, and this can be the color of your hair on the color of your T-shirt you're wearing that day, or your hat, or your sunglasses, even maybe self biometrics. So how do we implement these biometric trees? How can we use them? And this must be a widespread available of hardware through the users. And it also needs a minimal user effort or interaction to use it. And widespread hardware is basically a webcam or cell phone camera can be used for this purpose. This is where where it comes to face recognition. And as a basic biometric treat, we can use face recognition, which is widely applicable. What is face recognition system is starts from a face detection on the image. First, we find the face in the image, and we extract some features from the face, and we use these features to verify the person's identity in a database, check from its database, and try to find a match. And after we verify the identity of the person, we simply track the face. We do not make consecutive face detection in consecutive images, because face tracking is much more simpler than detecting the face in each frame, and also face tracking makes a continuous authentication scheme. The face detection system also have some vulnerabilities. These are represented in the slides. I don't want to read all of these items in the slides, but besides the first one, which is attack on the sensor, the other ones are considered as technical, how can I say it? Some sort of technical attacks, which involves technical information to achieve. But the attacks on the sensor doesn't require any technical knowledge, which is described as presentation attacks, and any person can achieve these presentations attacks. Some of these presentations attacks are digital photo or printed photo attacks. Firstly, this is the basic one and can be done by anyone with a cell phone, basically. The second one may be printed mask attacks. In these attacks, attacker wears a printed face paper, actually, as a mask, and in some cases the eye section of the mask is removed for some for faulting some presentation attack detection techniques. And one other attack type is video replay attacks, which is replayed through digital devices. And most advanced attacks are known as 3D mask attacks, which the attacker wears a silicone mask on his or her face to fool the system. This is a representation of presentation attacks. On the rightmost, we can see a realistic 3D mask attacks, which can be hard to detect in most cases. In this situation, it comes handy to detect whether the subject is a live person or a presentation attack. We apply liveness detection here. How it is described is the measurement and analysis of anatomical characteristics or involuntary or voluntary reactions in order to determine if a biometric sample is being captured from a living subject present at the point of capture. This is obvious, I guess. The main idea is if we are getting this biometric trace from a living person or not. How can it be to understand if the subject is the living or not? This is a sample state-of-the-art techniques, one of them, and it's called early video magnification. With these techniques, we can simply detect the person is alive or not, and besides that, we can even detect the heart pulse from the images, amplified images. And this is a sure evidence that the subject is alive. So, with the state-of-art techniques, there are many features may be revealed from the biometric traits and biometric devices. And first of all, first one is surely the personal identity used to match the identity of the users. And besides that, we can extract the ethnicity of the user from the biometric traits. And after that, we can also extract the health-related features from the biometrics, which can be diabetics or high blood pressure, even leukemia, and some types of cancers can be revealed from the biometric trees with today's technology. More dramatically, we can extract the emotional and behavioral features from the biometric trees itself, and this is something we should be careful of. And what will be the ethical concerns about this so much extracted data? We should first, I guess, consider who should be the one holding this biometric data, and one answer to this can be someone who can securely collect this data and keep it secure, maybe. And one other concern may be who should access this amount of data and this knowledge. And in the extracted features of health case, maybe we do not want to some insurance company officer may reach to this data to manipulate our decisions somehow. One other concern may be what sort of biometric data is being collected. Are we aware of how many data are being collected from the biometric detectors? And do we have knowledge of what's being collected and what is it going to be used for? And one last idea in my mind is my data being collected remotely? And this is a concern about surveillance cameras and some sort of these things. And this comes with the conspiracy of the little brother, actually. Will my data being used for something else? And I guess these are the major ethical concerns on collecting biometric data. I guess that's a small introduction to my topics. These are my references, and thanks for listening. I can take any questions.
Thank you, Ali.
Yeah. This was a short one, I guess.
That's okay. We may be able to fit one more in, actually, if there are no questions.
Actually, I can take some suggestions now or later from our colleagues to support my topics. Anytime.
I don't know, maybe the lockdowns are getting to everyone. So, yeah. Well, I will share with you the form responses that I think are valuable. So so those of you who are submitting the form, the Microsoft form for these presentations, I will make sure that anything that is useful, valuable, will be shared with the presenter as well. Okay.
Okay, that would be nice.
All right.
I'm releasing the control if no
Sure.
question or suggestion. Okay, thanks.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Looks like we can fit one more. Mohammed or Aisalkan, if either of you is available. We would probably need to keep it at around 20 minutes. If you think you can do it in about 20 minutes, we can do that. If not, then we can put it off until, I guess not next week. Next week's a holiday now, isn't it? And then the following one too. We don't meet again for 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks. We don't meet again for another 3 weeks until 3 weeks from today, the 26th, right? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like there'll be 2 weeks of classes. Yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll end there for today. There'll be 2 weeks of classes that we don't meet because of 2 holidays. One is the Ramazan Bayram coming up next week, and then the following week is 19th of May. What's the name of that holiday? I can't remember it. Somebody Turkish help me.
Gençlik ve Spor Bayramı.
Yeah, that's it. Gençlik ve Spor. That's right. So that's a public. That's a government holiday. So nothing will happen that day. And then as for next week, they've declared the entire week a holiday. So yeah, so 2 weeks off, and then we'll come back on the 26th. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and end there for today then. And what we'll do is we'll have Aisalkan and Muhammad Sanwal. You guys will go first on the 26th of May, and we'll continue on from there. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you. Have a great Ramazan Bayram. Have a great Gençlik ve Spor Bayram, and I will see you in 3 weeks from today.
Thanks. See you all.